Naomi Osaka is a former world #1. It was only a few years ago that she had the top spot in women's tennis and was flying high. But this year hasn't brought much success yet. So, what Osaka drama has people in disbelief? And what has gone wrong in the last year of her career? Stay tuned to find out. First up, Madrid. Osaka hasn't had great results at the Madrid Open before. In 2019, she was the #1 seed but was beaten by Belinda Bencic in the quarterfinals. That was the same year she won the Australian Open and became world #1. This year she was back again, but things were very different. She was into the second round as expected and came up against Sara Sorribes Tormo. Osaka had faced her in the very same tournament 2 years ago and beat her, so she would have been expecting to come away with a win, and the odds were 3-1 in her favor. But the day didn't unfold as planned. Osaka couldn't find her groove and was beaten convincingly in straight sets 6-3, 6-1. She was slow to move and looked totally dejected when she lost the final point. Her history on clay court is nothing stunning, but she still has a 2015 win-loss record on the surface. She may have been thinking about the last time she was playing on clay at the French Open in 2019, which she pulled out of. The commentators thought that she was suffering from some kind of injury, and they were right. A week later, she withdrew from the Italian Open event because of an ankle injury. She said it was at the Madrid Open that she suffered it and that she needs to be careful to not make it any worse than it is. This was just before she was set to face Sorribes Tormo again. They're now equal in head-to-head stats, but Osaka made the tough choice to withdraw instead. Osaka has chosen to prioritize the French Open instead. That's probably a wise choice, but it means that Osaka will miss out on even more points to try to get her back into the top 10. Now, onto activism. Naomi Osaka hasn't just been a strong player on court. She's also been a big voice for activism off the court. She has helped to raise awareness about police brutality, inequality, and mental health. She withdrew from the French Open in 2018 and said that anxiety was to blame. She had asked to be excused from media duties by the French Open organizers but was refused. They told her that she would receive a suspension and a $15,000 fine if she failed to show up for interviews and conferences. In a statement, she said that it would be best for all the players and organizers if she stepped away from the competition so that she could deal with her ongoing mental health difficulties. She also said that she had suffered long bouts of depression and is still learning how to deal with it. She received support from a range of places. Several other players publicly said that they respected her decision, and Lewis Hamilton, a 7-time Formula 1 world champion, spoke up in support of Osaka. She even got some praise from the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle. She partnered with the organization Modern Health to help further raise awareness about mental health care, especially for marginalized communities. She said that since the publicity of her anxiety during the French Open, she has started meditating, seeing a therapist, and trying to share her story as much as possible. She certainly has her hands full with activism and organizing. It's a mystery how she finds any time for playing tennis. Next, taking a break. After the French Open controversy, Osaka continued on to play in the US Open before deciding to take a break from professional tennis. Maybe she was taking a leaf out of world #1 Ash Barty's book. The Australian took 2 years away from tennis when she was just 18 to try different sports and reconnect with her family. Then, after returning at the age of 20, it only took 3 years for her to win the French Open and fight her way to the top of the sport. Just like Barty, Osaka started young. She won her first WTA match when she was just 16, and by the age of 19, she was already in the top 100 players in the world. The fight for the top continued as she developed her skills and was able to beat higher and higher ranked players. She broke into the top 20 and was able to beat her childhood hero Serena Williams at the Miami Open. It all happened quickly, and it was hard for Osaka to adjust to new levels of fame, attention, and competition. She has said that she has struggled with depression since 2018, the same year she beat Williams. And it's not something that just disappears, but instead something that she's learning to deal with and not let it affect her performance too much. What's Osaka's secret to getting herself in the zone? And what is her big focus in the near future? Don't go anywhere because all of that is coming right up. Now for the time of her life. Even though she withdrew from the Italian Open, it seems like Osaka has never been better. In an interview with Self magazine, she said that opening up about anxiety had led a lot of other players to tell her that they felt the same. It also made her feel more secure and confident about her struggles, knowing that she's not the only one. This has helped give her a new perspective about life and has reignited a spark of motivation in her. When she played at the Miami Open in April of this year, she said that she had a blast on the court for the first time in a while. As an intensely mental game, tennis players are looking to take care of their mental spaces more and more. On Instagram, Osaka shared a message with her fans about the importance of celebrating herself and the things that she achieved so far. The post has gotten over 300,000 100,000 likes and it looks like it's resonating with people. Osaka is now hoping that this new perspective can translate into results on the tennis court. She has slipped down to number 36 in the world, which is miles away from number 1. After being eliminated from the Australian Open this year, she even dropped down to 85th in the world. But she is still battling mental health problems. At the Indian Wells Open in March, she was brought to tears after a heckler shouted insults at her from the crowd. After the game, she said that it reminded her of footage from 2001 where the Williams sisters were racially abused at the same event. But she kept playing, and even her opponent Veronika Kudermetova congratulated her for her strength after the match. Finally, the way back. After being knocked out of the Madrid Open and pulling out of the Italian Open, Osaka will have to make sure that she prepares well for the French Open. Just like the Indian Wells tournament, the French Open will bring back some bad memories. It's where the spotlight of global sport shifted to her personal life and mental health problems. But her career is much bigger than that. The year before the 2021 French Open, she was included in Time's list of the 100 most influential people in the world, even lighting the cauldron for the Tokyo Olympics opening ceremony. And in that same year, she ranked as the 8th highest earning female athlete. So things were pretty good for Osaka as a global superstar. And on the court, she has earned it. She has shown over the years that she's more capable of winning big tournaments, having won 4 Grand Slams in her career. For fans of Osaka, there is some good news. The ankle injury that affected her in Madrid and Italian is something she's familiar with. She said that she had it 2 years ago and she doesn't think it will be a big problem. Osaka's big focus now is the French Open, and she's training both her body and her mind. She has opened up about her routine that keeps her head in the game, and it includes a meditation practice. In fact, she now has her own meditation practice that you can follow along yourself. If you're a fan of Osaka, then there's a 7-minute guided meditation that you can use to help you relax. Let's hope that her meditation gets her in the right mind to win the French Open. Do you think that Osaka has a shot at winning the French Open? Or has her form been too poor lately? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.